everyone. Okay. I think we can start the webinar now. So I hope that all of you have a great day again, and thank you so much for arranging your time to join us today. We are very excited to share with you about the best practice of web and mobile testing. Let me share my screen now. Okay, I hope that all of you can see my screen. Today we're gonna have three speakers, including me, Vikim, aka Liam, Khang, aka Oliver, and Sun, aka Eve. And all of us are product support specialists from support team. And I guess that one of you have been taken care by us through the support tickets, right? This is our very first webinar, which is hosted by the support team. Thank you so much for taking your time to join. And let's take a look at the agenda today. Firstly, I would like to share tips and tricks on how to handle shadow DOM elements. As you may know, so it is one of the most challenges for automation tester to deal with shadow DOM. Right after that, I will share with you on how to clean up the temporary folder with runtime execution on Windows Server to free up the memory. Okay. Secondly, Eve will share some tips on how to enhance the efficiency of tasks in headless mode and troubleshoot common problems. Finally, Oliver will share on how to get started with Appium 2 in Katalon by building app and WebDriverAgent for iOS testing. And then we will have time for question and answer at the end of the webinar, but we recommend all of you to raise any question, feedbacks from the Q&A button down below. Then our panelists will address all the concerns right after that, okay? Let's begin with my section, tips and tricks for handling the shadow DOMs element. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand what is shadow DOM and the purpose to use it in HTML DOM. Okay, shadow DOM in a nutshell. So shadow DOM is one of three web component standards routed out by HTML templates and custom elements. So it is like a private container for web components, HTML structure, CSS styles, and JavaScript behavior. This container keeps the components elements separated from the rest of the web page, preventing conflicts and making the component more reusable. Okay, so let's think of the regular DOM as a main building area of your web page, and where all the elements are connected and visible, right? And the shadow DOM is like a special room within this building where you can create your component without worrying about its impact on the rest of the page. Just like the living area's furniture doesn't interfere with the rest of the room's arrangement, shadow DOM components don't affect the rest of the web page structure or styles. So this encapsulation makes it easier to manage and maintain the web page, especially when using reusable components. While there are major benefits to use shadow DOM, one of the historic drawbacks has been poor testing support. But luckily, in Katalon, we do support capturing shadow DOM types, shadow DOM parents with a web recorder, and spy object tools from version 8.6 to the latest version, which is version 9.0.0. Besides that way, there's another option to handle shadow DOM, which is using JavaScript executor. And this is the main part I would like to share now. Okay, so as you can see here, this is my custom script with click DOM element method using JavaScript executor to execute the shadow DOM query script by the execute script method. Firstly, we're gonna get the current WebDriver instance and create a JavaScript object. and use it, and it is used to execute JavaScript code in the browser. Secondly, we use JavaScript executor object to execute the JavaScript expression to select the DOM element to be clicked. The expression returns a web element object that represents the element. And after that, I have an if-else statement, means if the element is displayed and enabled, we will wait for 3 seconds to wait until the element is enabled and displayed. We're gonna click on the element and mark pass with the success full message. Else, if we mark fail and stop the execution immediately. And as you can see here, my custom keyword has a parameter named JSPath with a string type here. So the JSPath is the locator of the element we inspect from the genre DOM. So for example here, I have a Shop Now button. I inspect it, right-click, and copy the JSPath here. Then I'm gonna use this one for my custom click keyword. Now let's move to my demo section so that you can have a clear picture, okay? Okay, so as you can see, I have a scenario here. I'm gonna open a shop app website, click on the Shop Now button, scroll to my item named YouTube Ultimate, and click on it. Then I select the XS size, click on the Add to Cart and View Cart buttons, verify the added name with quantity and the size of the shirt. Okay, so let's see. Okay, right-click on the Shop Now button. Now I'm right-click on the element, copy the trace path. Back to my Katalon, I add my custom keyword with the click DOM element. Now I'm gonna pass the trace path that I just copied. Okay. Edit. Edit description. Now I'm gonna go through the item, inspect it again, copy the custom keyword with the scroll to DOM element, pass the JS path as well, input the description. Then I'm gonna click on the scroll item. Okay, now I'm gonna inspect the size element so that I can set the XS size. Just do the same thing. For custom keyword, I use the set text DOM element. And JS path and the text I'm use XS. Okay, and I just do the same thing with the add to cart and view cart buttons that I would like to click those buttons. Okay, for the assertion steps, I would like to verify the extra item that I get text from the item name and the expected item I defined here. Then I use the web UI.verify match to verify the extra item and the expected item. Okay. And I will do the same thing with my quantity and the size. Okay. Only one item and the XS size. Now I'm gonna run the test to see how it works. On Shop Now, scroll to element, click on the item, set the XS, click Add to Cart button, and click on the View Cart. And after that, from this page, I'm gonna get text from the item's name, the quantity, and the size to verify it by verify match keyword. Yeah, so as you can see, all the test steps here are passed successfully. And for this one, I do have a GitHub link, including my POC, so that I can input in the chat box later on. Okay, so that is my demo section on how to handle the shadow DOM elements. Okay. Next, with my final tips on how to clean up the temp folders to free up more space. Okay. So we have received many concerns about because there are many temp folders are generated when they schedule a task with runtime engine on Windows Server. So first of all, we need to understand the reason why Java application create many temp folder. So there are multiple reasons, including the caching data. So Java application often cache data to improve the performance. Next, about the intermediate result. Java application sometimes need to store the result during processing. And the last reason is logging. So Java application can use the temp folder to store the log. So these log files will be useful for debugging the project. Yeah, and in some case, like Java application will create a large number of temporary folders, and that can increase the amount of memory used by the machine. And that can be a problem if your machine is running low on memory. Yeah, and that is the reason why I would like to share and need you to understand why Katalon Studio, which is a Java application, create many temp folder first. Okay, and to deal with this problem, we're gonna have an option to create a patch file to delete the temp folder. So on the Windows machine, we can create a patch file by open the Notepad or Notepad++, input this line, this command line here. And for the value under here, it depends on which temp folder you want to delete. So for example, I have like many sculptor folder here generated by Katalon Studio application. And for this command line, I will input the sculptor with this character here, means the dynamic number right after that. And I'm gonna save as a batch file with .bat, such as delete temp.bat file. Double click on the batch file whenever I want to free up the memory, and then all the sculptor folders will be deleted successfully. And let me share with you a demo on how to do these steps. Okay. As you can see, I open the Notepad first to input this command line. It's just like a command line sample. So I would like to delete the sculptor, the H folder, and the on run times. So I will input like this format. Save it as all files and name for the file. Save it, and whenever I want to free up the memory, just double click on the file. And everything will be gone. Okay. In case like you want to delete other temp folders, just edit by the Notepad and input additional file name. For example, in this video, I would like to delete all the folder name 2023. Okay, by this format, save it, double click, and then as you can see, all the 2023 folder are already gone. Okay, hopefully it will be easy for you guys can understand this step, and I will show you the command line later on in the chat box. Okay, so that is done for my section. For 2 tips, the first one is on how to handle shadow DOM elements, and the second one, clean up the temp folder on Windows Server. Next, I will leave the stage to Eve on how to share tips and tricks for handling execution in headless mode.
So hello everyone. So I'm glad to be here with you guys today. So to share some tips and tricks when you run the executions in headless mode for tester when you guys working closely with CI/CD tools like Docker or Azure, etc. So let me briefly show you what headless mode means. So headless mode is in testing refers to executing a software or a web applications without a GUI, graphical user interface. So it's making the GUI. Okay, and despite the advantages, we all know that there are some challenges that tester will face when working in headless mode. The first one is the lack of visibility. So it will create a significant challenge when without a GUI, the tester will, become more difficult to observe the testing process and debug or troubleshoot the issues. And the second challenge is that without it, we will be challenged to replicate the behavior of GUI-based browsers. So it means that in the real browser, when you click on the object or interact with it, it will be easier. However, in headless, the percentage for a failed test will be higher to interact with that element. And finally, for the third issue is the unstable resolution. So in headless system, it will have low screen resolutions by default. So it will lead to incorrect objects placement here. And finally, we can consider about the timing issues of headless because it doesn't consume much system resources to generate a GUI compared to real browsers. So the headless browser will have a higher speed, which the test script attempts to interact with the elements before it can be fully loaded on the page. So due to this behavior, you will sometimes face the issues like element not interactable or element cannot be clicked in headless. Okay, so here, let me show you guys some tips and tricks that you can apply for this challenge. So the first challenge of lack of visibility, Katalon offers for the users handy functions like taking screenshot. Okay, we have a list of keywords here for you guys to capture full page views or specific areas of the web page or even an individual elements. Okay, moreover, we also provide in the project level the function text screenshot for the failed execution. Please note that this function only apply for web UI and mobile testing. So this approach is kind of proactive for the user because it ensures that when something goes wrong with your test script, you can have a visual evidence to troubleshoot it. And finally, the browser-based recorder. So it will be applied for the project level also. This feature will surely simplify the process for you to debug the issues because it will have to record the actions directly within the browser environment of yourself. So let me show you a demo video where I apply this function so you can see how to. Okay, sorry for technically. So in here, step number 4. Okay, in the step number 4, I will add the text element screenshot for the object username to capture it. after set text, and then in the step number 6. Okay, please wait a second. Let us share the screen again. Okay, so sorry for the technical issues. We forgot to record the section. So let's start from here. Okay, let's get back to the first scenario. Okay. In the project setting, I will enable the function text screenshot for file test case and the browser-based recorder for on test case. One of the note for the browser-based recorder is we need to have an additional step in the design capability for Chrome Headless. We will add the window size because it needs to have a specific window size to record the actions. And next is the flash remote allow origins. Okay, let me skip some of the minutes. Okay, here, after my test case failed, with the issues object is known and the video was generated, let me open the report folders to check the browser-based recorder first, whether it's enabled. I think it's worked now. Okay, let's go to the HTML report. In here, the text element screenshot, take a correct object that I want to capture. And in the file step, it also takes screenshot as I enable the function. Okay. Okay, so for the second challenge here, to address the difficulty in simulating user interactions of headless mode, Katalon provide for us the advanced built-in keyword as well as some custom keywords to handle in some specific scenario. So firstly, we can leverage the advanced built-in keyword like enhance click and execute JavaScript because it allows us to overcome the scenario where web elements cannot be interactable via WebDriver API. Let me explain a little bit about the WebDriver API. Since Selenium 3, the majority of browsers has provide a browser driver that implements the WebDriver API. So when we use Selenium WebDriver to click on the web element, it will check two conditions before clicking. The first one is the element must be visible. And the second one is that it must have the height and width greater than 0. So if this precondition cannot meet, we will receive the exception that element cannot be clicked on. So to overcome these issues, JavaScript is a solution because JavaScript will click on the object without checking this precondition. This method simulates a mouse click on the element. So JavaScript can help you in some case where the web element cannot be clicked on with WebDriver API. It will increase to simulate the actual user behavior here. And secondly, to various support case, we observe that most of the situation, the test fail to set text, drag and drop the objects in headless mode. Therefore, our developer created some custom keywords, set text, drag and drop, accept alert here. I have link GitHub for you guys to explore the keyword. If you interest after the webinar, in the jobs, okay, the built-in keyword verification here, because I mentioned the click keyword will check one of the preconditions is that the element must be visible. So this list of verified built-in keyword will help in this case because it will confirm the presence and the visibility of the elements of text of the image before interacting with it. Okay. Let me show you a quick demo video. So here in my demo video, instead of using the normal click keyword, I choose to use the enhanced click and the execute JavaScript to click on the object, and also the custom keyword set text with JavaScript to set the username. Okay, it have the same behavior, but it will increase the reliability when you run tests with Headless mode. Okay, let's me back to the slide. Okay, the third challenge here is the screen resolutions. We know that when we run in Headless mode, if we don't set a specific screen resolution, there will be a higher high percentage for the test to be failed, because it's the object will be out of the viewport for a tester to interact with them. So here we provide you guys with some keyword and tips to work with the screen resolution. In here I have these two websites. What is my browser and browser.com. This website will have to ascertain the current resolution of your website and set that numbers to the Katalon keyword. We can also use the get viewport width and get viewport height keyword to reject the accuracy of the number we set. And we also provide the flexibility for user to set the viewport size in project setting level with window size parameter. So instead of setting the viewport size for each test case, you can apply this parameter for all the test case that you want to run in that specific browser. Okay, go back to the demo video. Let me show you how we can utilize these two websites. What is my browser and browser.com to set a correct window size. So in here, in my scenario, I set the viewport size and check the width, the height of it. In the website, what's my browser, it defined that of my browser 40 and the height is A75. Okay, let me set it in the set viewport size keyword. After running the test, I will compare the A746 with A1440. Okay, I check with another browser, either browsersite.com, and in the window size is shown here. The number is quite another way that you can set the window size in the project setting. I also run the test to reject the number with this method, and it's still show the correct number here. So I hope that with these two websites you can set the screen resolutions more accurate for your testing to increase the efficiency. Okay. And then finally is the flakiness challenge. So to address the flakiness challenge, we have various methods provided by Katalon. We have the delay functions for executions with a specific seconds. However, this is considered kind of not a best practice here, because it's hard-coded the time frames to make the execution slow down. So instead of that, we recommend users should use wait for keyword because it's more efficiency since it actively monitors and waits for elements within the design time and minimizing unnecessary waiting periods here. Also, okay, let's me show a demo, a short demo video showing the difference when using delay and wait for. Okay, in my simple test case, I set the delay and wait for element present with the timeout tree. Okay, after run the test, I will check again. I can see that when I set the timeout H3, the delay will meet that timeout. And however, for the wait for element present, it will be more like advanced and intelligent to monitor the website behavior. It's only wait for like around 0.2 seconds for the object to be loaded on the page. It will save time and for your test. Okay. Okay, let me go back to the slide and also introduce the final function here is the smart way. Okay, Katalon have the smart way functions. It will have to enhance the stability by waiting for on front end process, also called a Ajax event stream to finish. Let me explain a little bit about the Ajax event stream. So this event stream will wait for will let the web page get the amounts of data from the server without having to restart the whole thing. So Ajax combines with two conditions. The first one is the XML HTTP request objects of your browser. It will have to request the data from a web server. And the second factor is the JavaScript and HTML DOM to display and use that data. Okay, let's go back to the demo video. In here, I enable the smart way. I will load the Katalon.com page and let me inspect its DOM to show you the HTTP request and the HTML DOM of this website. When I inspect in here, I load the page. Okay, you can see that there are some tags that are highlighted. The behavior one more time. Okay, in here there are some tags that are highlighted real quick. The smart way will wait for these elements to fully load on the page before interacting with them. And then when I go to the network, I load the page. These are the HTTP requests that are sent from the web server to the website. Okay, I hope this short demo video can help you understand clearly about the smart way function. So however, we observe a drawback here with the smart way function is that sometimes there are some website will have a long sustained Ajax event stream, and the smart way will, when enable the smart way, it will make the website keep loading until it reach the maximum timeout. Okay, so in that case, we recommend you can try disable the smart way to reject the behavior if your website can be load faster or not. In this case, to find out the root cause. Okay, let me go to the final challenge here. Okay, in order to prevent issues relating to DevTool viewport or season IDs known, especially in the Linux environment, our developer suggests the user can add some flags in the project setting. Okay, I present to you 5 flags that we usually recommend the user to try, and it's kind of useful to resolve this issue, left to viewport or season IDs known. So for the no sandbox flags, it will boost the performance by disabling the sandboxing features. And for the disable def SHM users, to ensure the compatibility in Docker containers in the virtualized system, when you add this flag, it will have to bypass the shared memory usage in the Docker environment, and disable GPU will have to create a more stable environment by ignoring the GPU related process. And this disable extension help to prevent the conflicts caused by install extensions in your website. Finally, the headless flags will accelerate task execution by eliminating the need to render and display a GUI when running in headless. Okay, so that's all for my part, and thank you guys for hearing the tips and tricks with Headless mod. So let's go next with Oliver, and he will have to share some information about Appium 2 and how to install the iOS device in a better way.
Hello, everyone. So this is Oliver, and I'm happy to share with you about another interesting aspect of automating testing is that as you may know that we have a lot of issues when set up the Appium 2 WebDriverAgents, etc. on the iOS 16, and lately we have many issues on the latest version of iOS 16. So this section, I'm going to demonstrate to you the basic way and easiest way how we can set up the Appium 2, and then how we can build a simulator and also as well as the redevice application. So introduction to Appium. So as you may know, Appium is an open source project and ecosystem of related software designed to facilitate the UI automation of many application platforms, including mobile, iOS, Android, browser like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, desktop like macOS and Windows, TV, and more. It also supports the cross-platform compatibility of application, website, or system to function effectively across different operating systems, browser, or the other devices. It's also allowed to provide the frameworks like iOS for some driver XUI tests. Android, it is UI Automator, and Windows for WinApp driver. It also allow the easy access to from any programming language like Java, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, and then C#. So take any application platform that you know, like iOS or Android. Appium want to be a way for developer and tester to write an UI automation code for that platform according to a single unified API. So what has changed with Appium 2? There's many changes that happened on Appium 2, but I listed here the most and the important change that Appium 2 that released. The first one is the driver installation is required. So as you may know that when you install the Appium 1, all the driver has been included. So you don't have to manually install driver, but in Appium 2, you have to install these drivers separately so that it can be work well. So for Android testing, you need to install the UI Automator 2. And for iOS testing driver, you have to install the XCUI test. Second is the driver installation path. So as you may notice in Appium 1, the path of the Appium will be different, like it will be installed inside the path to Appium and then node modules. And for example, if you install the WebDriverAgent, it will be inside path to Appium, node modules, Appium XCUI test driver, node modules, and Appium WebDriverAgent. In Appium 2, it will be completely different because for right now, the default path is inside the root.appium, and also the Appium WebDriverAgent, it will be in a different folder for Appium XUI test driver, node module, Appium WebDriverAgent after we install the XUI test driver package. What other change is that for capabilities, so right now in Appium 2, only browser name and platform name can be specified without a vendor prefix. So you can specify the additional Appium options like Appium Katalon app, Appium Katalon device name, email comparison chain, and it in Appium 2, we just only need to install the plugin using the command Appium plugin install images. And for WebDriver.io, it will be the same. For Appium 2, you just need to install the driver for Appium plugin install execute driver. So this is all the most common changes in Appium 2. There will be a lot more you can check on the Appium official website for a list of the changes that Appium 2 provide different from Appium 1. So next, so let us not waiting for long. I'm going to show you a short video on how we can install Appium 2 and as well as the WebDriverAgent. Let me open the video. So as you may know that we have the document that can instruct step how we can install the Appium 2 as well as working on how to build the WebDriverAgent. But you may know that there are a lot of issues when you follow the step, but there's issues like cannot start the Appium server in 60 seconds, or you cannot build a WebDriverAgent. So this is the basic step. First, you need to check the node version according to the document that is need to be above the 12 version. So this is, I'm using 20. This is the command that we use to install Appium 2. So some machine that is restricted, like it need to have the permission. So the solution is that you need to have the root a full permission. Then we need to use the sudo command and then use the install npm so that it can have the full permission to install Appium 2. As you can see here, this is the error. It is because I don't have the full permission to install Appium. So just simply use sudo before the command so that you can have the full permission. So it will not taking a lot of time. Let me skip this part. All right, so after it's installed the Appium 2, we can type the Appium -v to check the Appium version, and then make sure that it's this version 2 for 2.2.1. This is the latest Appium version. Check the Appium folder to make sure that it's the correct one. So as I explained earlier, Appium 2, you have to install each driver separately. For example, install the XUI test. This is for iOS testing. This is because I already installed the driver, so I don't have to install it again. Next, I'm going to install the UI Automator for Android testing. And the same that I already installed it, so no need to run this command again. So there's a way that we can check for the list of the driver that we installed by running the command Appium driver list. So it will list the UI Automator version, XUI test version that we already installed. So this is the basic conditions that we have to install Appium 2. Next, we can go to Katalon Studio, and for this one, you need to make sure that you install the Katalon Studio version 8.5.4. This is because Katalon is not officially support Appium 2, but we have a plan to release the version Katalon Studio 9.1.0. This is the official version that is support Appium 2. So make sure that I choose the correct path of Appium. This is the correct path of Appium. So some of you may have issues like you input the wrong Appium directory. So make sure you correct the path of the Appium. And this is the Appium folder after we install Appium 2. Okay, next, so I'm going to demonstrate to you how we can set up the WebDriverAgent. So we can easily find the WebDriverAgent inside Appium Node Modules WebDriverAgents. Open the WebDriverAgent.xcode project. So this is where we're going to build each WebDriverAgent. First, we're going to build the WebDriverAgent lib. So this one, I'm going to build a WebDriverAgent for simulator. I choose the simulator for iOS 14. For the iOS version 17, this is the iPhone 14. Click on build. And for this step, you need to make sure that you select the Apple developer account. The reason is that it is the requirement from Apple that you have to have the Apple developer account as well as the sign-in certificate for Apple development in order to build a WebDriverAgent as well as the iOS application. So if in case you select personal team or your account is not the Apple developer account, then at this step, you're going to fail and you cannot build a WebDriverAgent. And next, I'm going to build a WebDriverAgent runner. Again, I choose the Apple developer account. Select the iOS version. So for this part, this is really important because it will depend on your device. For example, your simulator device or even your real device is running iOS 17. But when you build a WebDriverAgent, you select iOS 16 or 15 or even above or not the same as your iOS version, then you're going to fail when you build a WebDriverAgent. So make sure that you select the correct WebDriverAgent for the iOS version. Okay, then finally, I'm going to build the integration app. As you can see, its default, it will select the wrong iOS version. So I have to use the correct iOS version of my simulator device. Make sure you use the Apple developer account. And then finally, click on build. So this is all done for building the WebDriverAgent. And make sure you have to select the correct iOS version. So next, I'm going to demonstrate to you how we can build the application so that you can record on Katalon Studio. Okay, starting from here. So as you can see that we already built a WebDriverAgent. Now I'm going to open a sample project, which is Coffee Timer. This is the sample project that you can easily find on Katalon official document for the Coffee Timer project. Open the Coffee Timer Xcode project. So in case your developer have the application project, so you just simply ask them to provide the project.xcode project. and then you can build the application from this file. Let's back a little bit. So here I select the coffee timer, select the device that I want to build. This is I want to build for iPhone 14, and then I select build. After that, I'm going to go to the build folder path. This is the build folder that I just built the application. And for the simulator, mostly it will be .app, but in some case, it will be also .app will be also used for redevice. But most of the case, .app will be for simulator and .iba will be for redevice. Okay, so I put the application here so that I can easily file it. So I'm going to open Katalon Studio, select the iPhone 14 simulator, select the application file, the simulator app. So in this step, some of you might like application assist. It is when you build the application that you have built for the correct type of your device. For example, here you build a device for simulator, but then you use your redevice to record, then it will not understand. So make sure you select the correct type of application for simulator or redevice. So first is we'll call the driver and then listening to Appium server. And when Appium server respond, it's going to load the application through the driver. So skip this step because it's quite take a few time. So it is loading the iPhone 14 simulator. And then it will load the WebDriverAgent. Then finally, it will load the application coffee timer that we just built. So this is the application that is loading. So you can easily interact with it, like you want to tap, you want to set text, any swipe or scroll to text, etc. You can select the button from Katalon Recorder here. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how you can build the redevice application. So the process will be the same. It's just that you just need to select the redevice instead of the simulator. So here I have the redevice for iPhone 14. My redevice name is VTIB003. This is my redevice. And the process will be the same. I'm going to build, first, I'm going to build a WebDriverAgent for my redevice. So as you can see here, currently it is selecting iOS 17, but my redevice is currently installed with iOS 16.5. So I have to select the correct iOS version. Make sure you choose the Apple developer account. Okay, as you can see, if we select the wrong iOS version, it will have an error message. So I'm going to check again integration app. Select iOS 16.5 for equal to my redevice iOS version. I build again. Okay, it's success build. Again, for WebDriverAgent lib and WebDriverAgent runner. So the process will be the same. So I'm going to skip these steps. Okay, after I build the WebDriverAgent on my read device, then I'm going to build the application that can work on the real device. So I'm going to open the coffee timer project again. I select the real device, select the iOS version for my real device. And then click on view. Okay, it's build success. Then check again on the build folder. Then you will see the difference is that when you build a real device, it will be under this folder. And you might see that this is the .app, but as I explained earlier, sometimes when you build it this way, the application can be used for real device. So I put in the real device folder and go back to Katalon. I'm going to record the real device application. So let's skip this step. As you can see that it will load the application successfully for the real device. Finally, I will show you there's another way that we can build the application under the IPA5, which is for real device. Let me scroll back again. Go to Windows Organizer. We select Distribute App, Custom, Next, select Development to distribute to member of your team. I can select for uncompatible device variants, automatically sign in, and then next. It's going to embed the provisioning profile and then export the application under the IPA file. Okay, so it is finished building the application, and it will save under the folder. So I'm going to record the application. Right now, you will see that the application for real device I select export is the IPA file. Yeah, this is the coffee timer.iba instead of app. Then I'm going to start application. Okay, then it will load the application successfully. So this is on for my demo, and for my section, we're going to move to the Q&A section.
I see that there's a user who's concerned about the advantages of Appium 2. So I list down some advantages. So do you have any idea here? You can view in the chat box.
Yeah, let me check.
No, in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, so we can select some question here. What is the advantage of using Appium 2 against Appium 1? So Appium 2, it will help, as I explained earlier, there are some basic advantages like for image recognition, it will install the libraries as well as the plugin. So you don't have to manually install it, but instead of that, it will have the library to support under Appium 2. Let me show the presentation again. Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, this is the chain as well as the you can see that the capabilities, the image comparison chains or execute driver script, it will now use the plugin from Appium 2 to install. So this is one of big advance from using Appium 2. And also in Appium 2, as you can see that it will separately install the driver instead of in Appium 1, it will install on inside the package. So it will take a lot of time, and also the path will be changed in Appium 2 to open or check the Appium WebDriverAgent. Okay, for next webinar, please include using Katalon to test Windows desktop application. Yeah, that would be a great idea. Thank you, Charles. And we can definitely put inside the idea for the next section.
So about this phone to text, it takes a lot of time. So do we have any other way to scroll faster?
Oh, scroll to text. So currently in Katalon, we have an issue, not like issue, but limitation that it will have the view of the object that is viewing on the device. So basically, for example, your text is out of the device view. So there's a way that you can scroll down faster. Is that first you can select the object that is the bottom of the device view, and after you scroll to the text into that bottom object, then you can go to scroll to text one more time to the next view, because Katalon can capture the object. Yeah. So let's see if we have any question. Yeah, usually I used to face an issue with the Katalon mobile execution when I ran a test suite in the middle of the execution. The app get closed, therefore the execution get failed. Do we know how to handle it? Let me check. Run that suite in the middle of the execution, the app get closed. For this one, it will depend on various reasons. For example, in the meantime of the execution, when I see some client, they're facing the same issue. Now that it is an issue mostly because of the application. For example, during the transaction of, for example, the mobile bank, there's a problem. They cannot call the transaction and disconnect to the server, and then after that the app gets stuck and then it get closed. It's because there's a problem with the connection between the application and the server that respond to the data. So mostly you can check for the root cause when after you close the application. You can check for the report as well as the recording after the test suite is finished. Then we can know at that time, it can take a picture to know what is the root cause.
Okay, so Salesforce testing is very interesting to share in the next webinar. So Navin, can you help to list out the use case that you want us to cover in the next webinar? That would be helpful as well.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, and I think for all of the question here, if you have, please feel free to let us know or send us an email. After that, we can send you the recording as well as the project, and the useful links that will be helpful for you in terms of any question, any concerns. Just let us know, or simply you just raise it, so that all the agents here, myself, Oliver, Liam, or Eve can support you during the problem happen.
There's another question about, is there any workaround for scroll to text if it doesn't work? I think we can like scroll to position, right?
Yeah, we can. There's a way that we can use the scroll to position, but sometimes the position will be hard to identify. But yeah, it could be a useful solution in case that the scroll to text is not working.
So swipe.
Swipe. Yeah, it will be the same. Like you have to know the exact position, so you can input inside the X, Y, the number of the position to swipe or even scroll to position.
The application without having Katalon initiate the application.
I think Naveen have a suggestion. Next time, if you have a webinar for Salesforce application automation, it will be helpful. Yeah.
For sure.
Yes. Salesforce application. Yeah, it's quite a new field of technologies. I see that some cases related to automation on Salesforce. Like we have a lot of problem with the dynamic object because we cannot easily capture it because the value it will change automatically. So I think it will be a very good way we can try have a section for the Salesforce web, not even application, but for Salesforce web, like how we can capture object for dynamic object, etc. How we can use web elements, attributes, etc. Prove the built-in keyword to scroll. Yeah. I think Anvik has quite a nice question. This one, for sure that we already have internal ticket to improve the keyword to scroll to object for sure. And I think we will check again for the plan, but actually, yeah, we for sure that we have an internal ticket for this improvement. And
see that Navin can solve the shadow DOM issues by switch to iframe and JS path. Yeah, really glad to hear that.
yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so everyone, no worries. We will send out the recording to everyone so that you can like review all the recording and the Q&A section. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that we can without in the instant. I need to know how to record the application the test without a Katalon.
It's related to Katalon record extension on the Chrome. So for my question, I'm wondering if your question is about like you want to record the web application without launching the Katalon Studio application. Is that correct? So I think it's relating to the DOM profile.
Chrome profile.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think what Aimer means is that whenever we record using Katalon, it will start like a new instance. Like when you have cookies, extension, anything. Launch color app launcher and have record from the landing page.
Step just want to record the landing page.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
is it the active browser? Like for example, we don't have to record from the beginning. We have the feature, yeah, to support the active browser. Like when you already open like a login page, you have to interact with it, and then you don't have to record from the beginning again. Just starting from the page that you're working on, the landing, and then using the active browser mode. Yeah, I think it will be I think we have a lot of time. We don't have much time, so for Aimer, I think you can submit a ticket for us so that we can like show you like record a video or explain you step by step so that you can have a clearer explanation of how we can use the active browser feature. Yeah. Okay, I think for any other concerns, please feel free to share us by email or as explained, you can simply just submit a ticket for us and we can explain to you more easier. We have a clearer explanation via the email or even record a video for you. Okay, I think we can end the session now. Thank you for everyone for joining the session. It was really helpful to know all of you. I think one of you have submit the ticket and may all of you that have meet us, Oliver, Liam, or Eve. Yeah, so thank you for everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you everyone. Have a great day. Have a